Talking about that.
One, action.
Overall,
Three, two, one, action.
hey people, welcome back to our channel. It's me, your bearded bro, Kevin, back with another video. And today we'll be reviewing Extraction. So Extraction is an original film by Netflix starring Chris Hemsworth, and it's produced by the Russo brothers. Yes, those guys who also directed Avengers Endgames, the two movies, and a bunch more stuff. The premise of the movie is we have Tyler Rake, an ex-military soldier who has nothing left to lose. He is now a paid mercenary who is hired to retrieve or extract the son of a drug lord who happened to get kidnapped by another drug lord, and it's a whole thing. So this movie was pretty surprising. I mean, the cinematography was super intense, but I do have to say that it started off real slow. I mean, we watched this at 1 a.m. so I was a bit sleepy at the time. But when the movie started picking up with the action scenes, it definitely for me, it kept me up all the way through the end. Talking about the cinematography again, it was pretty awesome. I mean, they have this whole continuous sequence where it was just action non-stop. And yeah, it was a super long take and I just found it super impressive. There was this one scene where the camera was running across the building following the main characters, and it was suddenly jumping off to the next building and even jumping off from a building to the streets. And I found that just super mind-blowing how they did that whole continuous shot. And yeah, that just goes to show how awesome the cinematography in this film really is. So from that scene leading on to the next sequence, I think they did the cuts really well because you barely notice it and it transitions just super smooth and you feel like it's still a long continuous take. So I had hoped that they would have continued that particular style of cinematography all throughout the film, but sadly the action kind of fades out near the end, so it's not as intense as the early action sequences, and that's just kind of disappointing for me. Okay, let's talk about the acting a little bit. So we have Chris Hemsworth just doing his thing, being awesome, and of course David Harbour is in this film too, and he was good. And yeah, surprisingly the Indian cast was really awesome as well. The kid Ovi, the son of the drug lord, was okay, I guess. He wasn't the best, but I mean, he's not terrible. A surprising character was Saju, played by Randeep Hooda. I hope I said that right. But yeah, he was an awesome pseudo-villain character. And you have to watch it to see the twist at the end. But yeah, I think he was an awesome character. Maybe even better than Chris Hemsworth's character at times. But yeah, just watch the movie to find out. For me, one of the weakest characters of the film is the main bad guy, Amir Saif, because he was always trying to be this big gangster boss, but he never really hones up to anything. I mean, he was just there, his motivations weren't clear at all, and yeah, he just never really shows you why he's a total badass. So yeah, I think he was the weakest character in the entire film. Overall, this movie is a bit of a roller coaster ride. There were definitely some low points. There are some high points with all the action, and that was pretty awesome. But again, the motivation for a lot of the characters weren't so clear, especially the whole drug war wasn't clear. Why they even tried to kidnap the kid wasn't really clear. So one of the more interesting storylines of this film was not even about the main character. It was this pseudo bad guy Saju, who was definitely the most interesting part of this film, because Chris Hemsworth's character wasn't really that well fleshed out. It wasn't explained well, or maybe they're planning a sequel. But yeah, within this film, it wasn't really that well made. So overall, the movie I think was okay. We're gonna give it a 6 out of 10 because the storyline wasn't that clear, but it more than makes up for it in the action scenes. Those were pretty awesome. But yeah, overall, I think they made this film to have a bunch of sequels. That's why they left it a bit open-ended. But again, that's a bit disappointing because I think this film could have done better if they had just intended it to be its own little thing and just build up from there for the sequels. And apart from that, one of the most disappointing things about this film is they didn't have the Bollywood dance at the end. I was really expecting and I was hoping that Chris Hemsworth would be dancing at the end, and that sucks. So what did you guys think of the film? Have you seen it? And were you also expecting Chris Hemsworth to dance at the end? Let me know down in the comments below. And that aside, who do you think would win in a death match? Tyler Rake, or the Black Kaiser, or John Wick? Let me know down in the comments below. Let's discuss. And that's the end of our video. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider hitting that subscribe button and that notification bell so you'll be notified of our next videos. And again, it's me, your bearded bro, Kevin, signing off.